San Diego's harbor was quiet that night, the kind of quiet that made the sound of distant waves and the glow of streetlights feel almost poetic. The salty breeze carried the faint aroma of fried tacos from nearby food stands, mixing with the smell of seawater and gasoline from ships anchored in the distance. Inside Delgado's Grill, a small family-owned restaurant, two figures sat across from each other in a corner booth. To anyone watching, they were simply two friends enjoying dinner, laughing over plates of salsa and tortillas. But these weren't ordinary people. Marcus Ellison and Tiana Brooks were both decorated Navy SEALs, warriors forged in fire, veterans who had walked through battles where survival itself had been a question mark. For them, the world outside the battlefield was supposed to be simple, yet tonight would prove that the hardest battles aren't always fought overseas. Marcus leaned back, wiping salsa from his chin with a grin. "Man, Tiana, you always order the spiciest thing on the menu just to prove a point." She chuckled, her eyes sparkling with playful defiance. "Don't blame me because you can't handle heat. You've stared death in the face, but one habanero has you begging for water." Their laughter filled the air, the kind of laughter only people who had seen darkness together could share. For a moment it was just two comrades enjoying peace. But outside, under the dim glow of a streetlight, a patrol car slowed down. Its red and blue lights flashed for a second before disappearing, like a predator circling its prey. Marcus noticed. His instincts, sharpened by war, told him that this wasn't a random glance. Something was coming. When they finally stepped out into the night, heading toward Marcus's black Ford truck, the voice came sharp, cutting through the air like a command on a battlefield. "Stop right there." Turning, they saw Officer Trent Malloy, tall and broad-shouldered, his hand resting on his holster, his eyes filled with arrogance. He didn't see two veterans. He saw two suspects, and he carried himself with the confidence of a man who believed his badge made him untouchable. "Vehicle looks suspicious," he barked. "Mind telling me whose it is?" Marcus remained calm. "It's mine, officer. Registration and insurance are in the glove box if you'd like to see." Malloy's tone hardened. "Step away from the vehicle. Hands where I can see them." Tiana folded her arms, her voice steady but sharp. "We just had dinner. We're not doing anything wrong." Malloy didn't flinch. "Hands on the hood. Now." Within moments, the sound of steel cuffs echoed in the night. Cold metal bit into their wrists as humiliation burned deeper than the pain. People walking by slowed, staring silently, whispering. Marcus and Tiana, who had risked their lives for strangers overseas, were being paraded like criminals in their own city. Tiana's voice cut through the silence. "This is harassment." Malloy smirked, leaning close. "I decide what's harassment." And with that, their dignity was dragged into the back of a patrol car. At the station, Malloy's confidence only grew. He sat behind a desk, typing a report with the calm arrogance of someone writing history his way. Resisting arrest, suspicious activity, disorderly conduct. The charges stacked higher and higher, built not on truth but on ego. Other officers glanced at Marcus and Tiana, clearly uneasy. They had seen these two remain calm, compliant. They had seen no resistance. Yet no one spoke. Power silenced doubt. Marcus finally broke his silence. "I am Lieutenant Commander Marcus Ellison, United States Navy. She is Petty Officer First Class Tiana Brooks. Verify it now." Malloy chuckled, shaking his head. "Oh, now you're war heroes? Convenient story." His laugh echoed through the precinct, but behind it was something else. Fear that maybe, just maybe, they weren't lying. Hours later, Marcus and Tiana sat inside a holding cell, the steel bars mocking the freedom they had fought for overseas. The air was heavy, thick with the smell of sweat and bleach. Marcus leaned back, his eyes distant, remembering his father's words. "Son, a man's honor is the only weapon he carries everywhere." Tiana looked at him, her voice low but filled with fire. "Funny, isn't it? We've faced bullets and mortars, but it's back home where we're treated like suspects." They both knew Malloy wasn't just fighting them with cuffs. He was fighting them with arrogance, and arrogance was often more dangerous than any bullet. Morning arrived, and with it, the weight of a courtroom filled with whispers. Cameras clicked, reporters leaned forward, pens ready. The smell of polished wood and old paper filled the room. Judge Sloan entered, his gavel striking like thunder. Malloy testified first, polished and persuasive. He painted Marcus and Tiana as aggressive, non-compliant troublemakers. His words were crafted like weapons, designed to cut away their honor. For a moment, the courtroom seemed to believe him. Then Marcus stood. Even in an orange jumpsuit, his presence was commanding. "Your Honor," he began, his voice steady. "Everything you just heard is false. We complied with every order. We are active-duty Navy SEALs who have given years of service to this country with honor." Gasps rippled through the gallery. People whispered. The judge's eyes narrowed, uncertainty flickering across his face. And then, the heavy courtroom doors swung open. Silence fell like a wave. Admiral Jonathan Reeves entered, his uniform immaculate, medals shining under the light. Every eye turned. Every whisper stopped. Reeves's voice filled the room, calm yet powerful. "These two defendants are not criminals. They are my SEALs. Their service records are beyond reproach." He handed the judge thick files, commendations, mission reports, undeniable proof of sacrifice. Malloy shifted in his seat, his smirk faltering. But Reeves wasn't done. "There is more. Security footage from Delgado's grill has been obtained." The footage played on screen. Every frame was clear. Marcus and Tiana were calm, respectful, obedient. Malloy's commands were followed without hesitation. The courtroom gasped. The truth was undeniable. Malloy's carefully built tower of lies crumbled in seconds. Judge Sloan's voice cut like a blade. "Officer Malloy, this court recognizes perjury and abuse of authority. Bailiff, take him into custody." The same steel cuffs that had humiliated Marcus and Tiana now closed around Malloy's wrists. His arrogance shattered as he was dragged from the courtroom. Marcus and Tiana, once branded as criminals, now stood vindicated, their honor restored. The judge's gavel fell once more. "Lieutenant Commander Ellison, Petty Officer Brooks, this court finds no basis for the charges. You are free to go." Relief washed over them, but it wasn't joy. It was the bittersweet relief of survivors, the kind who know victory doesn't erase the scars. Outside the courthouse, sunlight bathed their faces. Admiral Reeves placed a hand on their shoulders. "You handled yourselves with discipline. You showed the difference between power and honor." Marcus's reply was quiet, but it carried the weight of truth. "Admiral, it shouldn't take a uniform to be treated fairly. Respect should not be earned through rank. It should be given through justice." Reeves nodded, his silence heavier than any words. As they walked forward, free at last, Marcus and Tiana knew this battle wasn't just theirs. It was a story for anyone who had ever been crushed under the weight of arrogance, a reminder that truth, though delayed, cannot be silenced forever. The hardest battles aren't fought on foreign soil. Sometimes they are fought in the very places we call home. And in those battles, victory is not just survival. It is dignity, honor, and the unbreakable power of truth.